Oh, man. It's morning. It's a fall morning. Beautiful. Love it. You know, I never realized what my favorite season was prior to this and this year, and it's fall, hands down. I remember when I used to bow hunt, I used to love going out in, autumn time, but I like spring and summer, and I love the snow, but fall, my goodness, especially as a builder, it doesn't get any better working out. I gotta get these bad boys. Oh, hey, Darren Harley, Cruising Weed TJ. Jeez, I gotta get these bad boys balanced. People don't talk about what you can't always find everyone that's willing to balance them, or that has a machine that is capable of balancing them, especially these. A bunch of places backed away, they're like, oh, put the balance beads in or whatever. Hey, we did a video on that. Not all balance beads are created equal, so we had those ones. The second set that we had in those were square, and they were horrible. All right, we just got back. Harley's getting his H2O. Yeah. The wheels turned out pretty excellent. I meant to do a video while we were there at the tire balance shop, but I couldn't because it went so fast. Yeah, so we backed up to the dock, and man, they got a brand new Hunter machine. Ooh, this is a nice machine. Lifts the tires up, lasers everywhere. Either way, the guy was like, man, he says the Japanese tires balance out so well. One of these took no weights. A couple of them took 3 ounce. We did have a 5 ounce, but it don't matter. 3 ounces on this size tire, I'm okay with that. They're virtually, there's hardly any weight on them. All right, when I got home, a couple of these showed up. So I'm gonna be going in there and there. So I want, that's a future video right there, but I'm gonna get Harley to pull his Jeep out, and we're going to talk a little bit about the looks of a TJ. So let's take a look at this Jeep. There's a couple things that I've thought here within the past 6 months, trying to figure out what I actually started realizing that I favored the TJ far more than the other lines of Jeeps. There's Mama's Jeep. She can barely, the only time I ride in that is to church on Sunday. That's pretty much it, and that's just because this thing's down. I used to have a new Ram diesel, a really nice truck, and yeah, I ended up selling it because I never drove it, because of every opportunity I had, I drove this. If I wasn't in my work vehicles, I was in this. So it's like, now we're actually getting another Ram, but it's an older one. I think Harley and I are going to have fun with that, doing some different mods to it. But I've been really looking this Jeep over and thinking, Darren, why do you like TJ so much? And I can't figure out if it's the body lines. I can't figure out if it's the simplicity. Sorry about that. They're a very simple Jeep, or I can't figure out if it's that it just looks like it's a steel Jeep. See, check it out. So I'm trying to figure out why this Jeep looks like it has so much more steel on it than that. And we've got plastic here, plastic there. Now, you've always had metal bumpers on these, but I think it's that these are flat. I think it's your body panels that are flat as to why we're being given the impression that this is a lot more solid of a Jeep than that. And every time the camera swings over to that door, the ISO corrects. But either way, that leads into my psyche as to why I think I like this so much more. Is I like the look of that metal feel. But I don't know, man, I just dig TJs. I dig them stock, I dig the sports, I dig Saharas, I dig, you know, those groups I numbered 1, 2, 3, or 4, all of them. I like all TJs. All right, let's get bleeding some brakes. So, you know, the biggest thing with bleeding the brakes is what, Darren? Keeping the reservoir full. That's like the number one thing. It really is. So I got both my front lines. You really shouldn't gravity bleed them all at the same time. But if you run your bleeder out of oil, if you run your reservoir out of oil, you're gonna be there all day. You're never gonna get it done. Either way. So I've already lost my wrench, so this isn't going well. Oh, where's the 10 millimeter? This is what we're looking for. My goodness, this is beautiful. I don't know if you can see it. Drip, 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 drip. Let her bleed out good. Steady stream, no bubbles. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Man, I don't have enough pans here. I don't have enough jugs. I typically would like to let these all bleed out at the same time, but I don't have enough, so I'm actually gonna have to move them back to the other corners. Do the same thing, gravity bleed. So I'm putting Harley on the spot. I've already started this video.
Okay.
And so you're just gonna look at my Jeep. You're not going to judge you're just gonna view this right here. So what's in this video so far? Tire balancing.
Yep.
Brake bleeding, and talking about
spider.
That I think that the Jeep is actually, yeah, I know. Spiders being attacked by spiders. It is. Halloween is what? 2 days away? A couple days away? Yeah. So I was telling the group that I think one of the reasons why the TJ looks maybe a little bit more solid as compared to the JL is because the panels are smoother, a little bit more flat. Why do you think that the TJ looks like it has more steel in it than the JL? Well, because I mean, this is plastic, you know, plastic. The bumpers, of course, you can clearly, even the stock ones, you can tell are steel, and you can tell those are not steel. What do you think?
I think you have a point. I mean, these are painted. That helps a lot too. It matches the vehicle. It doesn't look like plastic when you see it originally. Versus like 90% of the JL ones and JK are not painted. So that's why they look like plastic.
Oh, okay. Good point.
This is more rigid on the top than that's going to be. I mean, I wouldn't trust setting on that. It might break.
No. Those are actually meant to snap off.
Yeah.
So, they basically are. So that's actually a good idea.
Like you said, I think straight panels all the way is kind of aligning itself with the Willis, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Because everything was straight and flat on those.
Man, how did they get the TJ so right off? So right off.
Yeah, because like the JLs, JKs, they have bends. I mean, you can see it there on the tub. They do a slight bend in the metal, and then the tailgates are different. And
no,
I don't know. That's just.
Don't get me wrong. I like the fender on the JL here.
Oh, hey.
I like that cut in right
TJs
there.
TJs have metal door handles. The others have
Good
plastic.
Good point.
So, you know, you got metal.
So that was
you got metal or cast.
For most cars at that point had went over to plastic. Quite a ways before that. Yup, that's a really good point. I wonder how much that right there affects it right there. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
That door handle there alone, maybe.
02 and older have the cast mirrors. Well, plastic.
You know, I'm glad he brought that up too, because here we're gonna look at this right here, because this does look more durable than yours.
Yeah.
So let's walk out here to his. So, classic handle there. So that looks very steely. Yeah. I mean, this, I don't know. What do you think of
plastic.
It's plastic. Yeah. What a good looking Jeep. I mean, I'm not talking about what you've done to it, just TJ's, LJ's. Okay. We're going to put this in here. I'm not a fan of LJ's stock form. I think they look odd. You throw some 37s underneath of it. And yeah, I think the kind of the cutoff for me is kind of 37s. TJs look 37s, 38s. They start looking a little odd with 40s unless you really stretch them.
I've seen some LJs recently with like 33s, 2-inch lift. And they put like the Falcons or like those mud trains on it, and they look pretty good.
These are awesome looking tires. These are great tires. Either way. You know what? We're going to be accused of rambling. All right, so man, this thing bled out so quick. There must be something wrong. I must have done something wrong. So I think if he's willing, I'm actually going to have him jump in the driver's seat, and we'll start at the driver's front and start pumping it up and bleeding it. Yeah. Press it down slow, man. I don't want to get hosed with brake clean. Actually, hold on here. Let me go over and tighten the other side. You know, another thing too is now that we're starting to head into some weird times. Okay, go ahead and slowly press down. Now that we're starting to head into some weird times, I kind of like the idea of having a simple vehicle. Well, there's nothing simple about this, but it's not really dependent upon too many electronics. And I think it's kind of a good idea to have a...
You want me to let up?
Yeah, let up. I think it's kind of a good idea to be in a vehicle that's a little bit more simplistic. Down. Yeah, that one's good. Yeah. Down. Got a little pop right there. A little bubble. Up. Down. Alright. That we're good. Yeah. And go over to the other side. Of course, the looks of a vehicle are definitely subjective, but if enough people subjectively think that way, it's common knowledge. Yeah. So I'm going to say it's common knowledge that the TJ is the best looking Jeep. The end. Harley made me promise to never take the wheels off again. So he made me red Loctite them on. No, I just picked that up off the floor. Yeah, everything's bolted on. It's setting on. This thing runs. I just need to see the wires down there. I got to finish the lockers, and I got to do my speedometer. Actually, it's just the speedo reads incorrect right now. I got to do my my heel tech. Polytech is where I got those sway bars. So if you watch it, it's 10% off for the next couple days. October 31st. This should air this afternoon. So the 31st, you got 10% off on Polytech. And that's where I got those sway locks. I got another heel tech from them also. But either way, guys, I think you're looking at the best looking TJ out there. And I'm not talking about mine. I'm just saying the body, the TJ in general, is the best looking Jeep out there. Subjective, but we already went through that if enough people think it just becomes fact. So be part of the fact. See you.